opposition I will continue be so file.
You mean far forms.
Okay.
To me, I should say be a make a save you on also no coins.
Okay. But is it something or set it out? No, you had in mind say Obeko unopposed.
Debbie say Obi yes be nomination. You better waba. See, they are preparing for elections. See, all the teaming young people who say more around now, young Crawford, they've put themselves in readiness. Say, you call elections, but as the days go by, you know, yedi and come on to adreno. We say Ubia no interest Obeko elections in Ibiano. One objective,
yes,
to make sure say MPP be winning the next elections. And see, work as we introspection. The woman would see we as I was I'm saying, meaning me share me when I'm sure we am so no bet to me edi enimu a contem, you know, ntina omudo mo ho abebata. Nti eno na ma ase ye ko yedum nyana de do na bebe kan ho, ye ko yedum na de do na bebe kan ho, but enya de make say me set it out na me say me ko no debi. It's a context, you know. It's except that we say people don't get it. And then ye kasana it seemed to be say as a meko no pose no. And ya dia endra pen by years of hard work. Oh, me catch him for say no pose is the most difficult thing to attain in a contest. Because I don't know, you have to convince people say first of all ubetumi aye adwuma ye, and secondly say one no kwa ubetwa no. And that famous a big me find say gamble na nipa no it take it to convince all these people, especially in a party like MPP, millions of membership. Na omunyina to me say you fire ho den tawachi na kono. For me it's very humbling, and it's also a very huge responsibility. At the bed in Kasia Pana to me so, because it means that I cannot feel the masses. I cannot feel the party.
Yeah, because I mean, so far, me two statements from Nipebi Omudin Ba say they would want to contest. My statement from Gordon as
somewhere to be
29 for national communication.
Yes. 29. Almost two no there. Gordon ne Joseph. The almost those that actually you saw on social media. No. But 29 people are no more interest across the country. Some of them former deputy ministers. There was even one former minister. You know, some of them former regional communications director. There was one, former regional secretary. You know, there are a lot of people. In fact, 29 in total. And I may, me didn't come. Oh, I know a friend. No, so now can me call. But me did say, I say organically, no, the party seems to rally around you, you know. Masasa Madrid, Meta Wichi, you know, and there were a few other senior members as well. Me, I'm far from free. I mean, because I say, Matisse say you want to run. So we call the amenko, because we are senior, you know. But Ejumana will say we win now, you know. Me person me yes I Ejumana, but me jidi say senkaoma me kwana me kwa. Say ni na betu me dia to akwemu. We na say my dream pona me wanna be boa party now jana menko. Because me person me no be kwa kensi. We me penny. So me kasa me no kwa kensi a me to me nya sa ho keka no. Nti be ka o house you medwe ho. The next me one of phone no afre me. Miracles me better watch no wako. In all those that I am aware say don't compare some running 29. You know, 29 of them.
That's a lot of
yes, that's a party no so. Obi, party no so. 276 constituencies. So I just say na 10% cry or 10%, emu 10% cause constituency 10% cause on be run here. You can imagine the number. So and obi also e will be obi to be aboa party no. Nti say nipa ne to wa no nya atenka ne say me wo bibia metumi de aboa party na. O ho kwan so de obetu ne ho asi but you know competition no, it's not just about the ballot on the day. The discussions, so ton wadwenche amma nipa na manate was no. And also very important. There are some flag bearer aspirants and me from ebi so am come ho. Ebi kwa no mu ni Ghana me from no mkasa I say this is what I want to do in the interest of your party no. Na yefamboa your flag bearer no. Omu tie me. In fact, one very senior flag bearer so be say me a lot of questions. You know, na me feel say nka we ke ni say we no plan here den me church wants oh na me nim say net here say na we say church mu say na tede na meta wachi because lanka my maju say nipa we ba me ho say nka obekonti ka me boa no but only make asan de call. A lot of interactions have gone around, but you see the humility, the capacity to even reach out to these senior members and people to even have conversations with them. It's part of the of metrics now. It's a ticket for who should lead our comms architecture, because we as a communication director, no, dear, nipa ba ku create no say what party no na yaka wo. Nipa ba ku create no. Nipa ba ku create dey say oni obia edi nkomo. It's only be a dinkomo because on day-to-day basis, you know, one our direct narrative, you know, into obi PBB on TBB say or padrinche or person who be a CFO so to me friend. One so obi a person KBB or DBB 2 year as to me friend. Into me dear obi oni me bia obi cross on me. When say me I'm not emotional by anything. I can come out as passionate as possible, but I'm not emotional about anything. It's me obi a a lot of people me din komo bebre obi bebre meetings e mai bi pa. Ukasa okeka bomu an nka me call country around kran koma kwa ba. You know, just to get people to understand and see the vision, you know, see what we are looking at, the bigger picture and how the bigger picture will benefit all of us at the end of the day, you know, and that's what has brought us to where we are today. And it just didn't come. Say we'll be correct to say it came out of hard work. And don't forget, this is on the back of years of showing working. Yeah. So party rewarded hard work. Yeah, sure, and you know, 2020 August, and I'm starting some mainstream frontline communication. 2020 August, so it looks like yesterday, but for the last 6 years, I don't think so. Will be where party more will be to minimum change. Say. Me apply me home to the best of my ability. I have made friends as a result of frontline communication. I've made enemies as a result of frontline communication. I've put myself out there in the line of fire for the party, and the party people recognize it, and that is why obi why na just obeko ba nka suppose you know me hwe me hona me hwe wo there no kremu pa there. You've applied yourself over the years, and that's
deserve it more than I
exactly, and that's where we are.
I'll refer you to post be away 2 days ago, and I think it will be the fulcrum I am coming will revolve around. Also, sir, we have 827 days to the 2028 election. The entire elephant family across the country is united behind you and poised to work for victory. From the Communications Directorate, you can count on us completely. We will cover every space in this country and ensure every voter in Ghana gets to hear your vision. Just as you have instructed, our conversation with the Ghanaian voter will be grounded in fact only. Your Excellency, we are going to use a completely different approach moving forward. We give you our word, sir. We will command the narrative. That's in caps. They won't see it coming. The boys and the girls are ready. You are a good man and you deserve to be president in 2029. Fact, fire, strategy. Anyway, a poster, oh yeah, and the picture accompanying you wanted Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, picture and edaho. Way any what this whole thing is about for you, Meboa?
Yes, I mean, it's everything. They are about Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Any the new patriotic party. Asa, Bibian can we won't be. Many personal ambition be say I want to be an elected national officer. I think that's Ahakra Makada. Minibi. In fact, there was at some point we are not making it loosely. Say mini ambition. I mechanism what I mean is men sorry no pa enka say media had person me throughout my life, throughout my entire life, throughout my entire political journey, corporate career, mean sorry no pa me sorry I do what the objective is for today, for now. And for me, say Ejina Hene is all about Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and the new patriotic party winning parliament and winning the presidency in 2029. Ebin kaho. Like we feel asa and see in comedy and amene ebimudi menkacho mo say everything for me is about the next 824 days. Asa ebinka ho. Beyond see a 2 years 7 December 2028. Now that Mahmoud Baumia president asa. me need any ambition beyond that, because for me that's the most important thing for us right now, and that's what we need to commit ourselves. Share Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, share dream identity, share kwanya wafaso wa carry no ho, share if you mbra oba national politics mu, kwanya wafaso wa impact even the national discourse. Before Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eba beka 2008 campaign obi now when cry they discuss issues, and one is about was one. Now up matches we need kerosene bi. Now ukra poster. Ura fie no was Toma Brody no. 1992, 96. I don't know about what here. So I just say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the issue based conversation by Ghana ha. Teach any kotwaba or na bra bonsa watwaba. Nurse ni driver, trotro driver, taxi driver, businessman near there. But this is how politics is done in this country, and he's done it with respect. Menyini say obetumi nya video back of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia obeka say video we dey entwe yi so okaseti obi and okakase fin odi obi atem dabi ofa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia manifesto
by his opponent akase he called Mahama incompetent, and the use of that word, you know, people found it offensive.
Well, so as long as word, you know, debatable don't quite there, a bit major no. Remember, say incompetence tree, and say umbejuma. So I just say, meaning say ukasa umbejuma a offensive, a subjective, and as long as it's subjective, we can leave it there. But the ones that are plain insults, we can attribute to a lot of senior politicians in this country. Meaning say you can even have one, even a single one on him. The vision, and I mean, say they only claim to fame NDC Aboagye war, and they say a gold purchase program, a destabilize currency. This is a program that started way back somewhere 2022 when we in the deep pitch of the crisis, when we're looking for how to get out of the crisis. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Tony Sango. That was when he said, nah, baby, you do no dear. And Brasso say, you best sacred quiet fast or any man. And the gold purchase program by Obi. As at the time a gold purchase program started, and Ghana, a free independence, a bepom somewhere 2022, time I started program. No, now 8 tons of gold reserve. By the time or run this our program, now you do December 2024. No, now you gold reserve I jump from 8 tons to about
31
tons. So what I say, and I buy way by sa program na and all twice while running yet to be the kind of stability and yes I go there reserve to go 2025 omoton ya to be forex inflows and destabilize the country no. And this is a vision I am proud to buy and probably bring day NTC. Me share gentleman be yourself no Kose GH NDC ni guy your TikTok. Myself no Kose GH one NDC guy or your video be and do na we took car on a job echo location to location prepaid item at all. What he was depicting in that video, they say before Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the digital the friend is saying purchase of electricity about 12, about 1, about him another 11 now like to do my just or they but as a result of salvation as we speak so now can you do for such a man, why wouldn't I commit myself to do whatever I have to do to make him president? In fact, as a country, Yanka Sakura said BBATCCA, and then Yebeka said 2028, yeah, for my name, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. No, so may any dear Kakro, no, yin. After all, some punto the epe, a young Koswani epe. In the other name, man, no, so may any DNA day, ni me Juma as communications director, and they say, mobilize the resources, energy, or your party, no. To send some message we are Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to every voter across the country. See, Ghana voters have become sophisticated. See, obi any Ghana house so can go to about. Obi so no pano fa ne ID card or kotoaba based on the hiano. Obi kotoaba obi bisa no say na me we can be me 2 coin fee akra kokumase. As at 2025 January na me fi circle kokumase a na me 90 cedis and then me 120 Ghana cedi. Nti me kotoaba ma party mienu na omu hwan na me to abama no. Obi ka say na party here was CCA. Omo ka che enso mba omema cost of living akofem. In fact, omo ka che say economy na say because now inflation was 23%. Dollar 14 cedis. fuel 14 cedis. Into no say o minus say. Omo ba 7th January 2025. Me no ka say inflation dey fit 23 about 5, below 5 mpo. And so fuel 15 cedis. Ya to electricity bu 24%. Ya to water bill mu 15%. Into be say no say so be ba me 23% inflation. No ama me electricity 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now we me inflation 5%. Now me electricity 1,240 there and the end I'm into abamano. These are the kind of analysis Ghanaian voter and that is why me say together with the party people your background your conversation on fact. Will never allow distraction through unnecessary heckling, bickering, will state the facts as they are. Niyama decision making no aye Ghana ni no or kotoaba no ne die. But we'll do it with all the passion we have in us, and we'll deploy strategies that will ensure that the last voter would hear what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has to say before we find the ballot ne voter ID card kotoaba.
But you said in that post, sir, your opponent will not see it coming. Wasaya kase under you no be build the most sophisticated communication infrastructure why a day now obey would the machines be free baby bana.
You see, there's something about power and the nyina suffer bida utumi dum pempen so we na power a build the bubble be around you. And I'll tell you here, the level of persecution, the level of harassment, and I say it with all the level of harassment, the level of abuse. Some citizens of this country, some of them, they are in power and they don't want to hear anything other than praise. Obi, and some of them, they don't want to hear anything else. When you say anything, they have to come after you in so many ways. They are tearing people apart. They've turned some people upside down in this country. You have no idea. That is what power does to you. Because as you do all of this, you are forgetting, say you're already in August.
Yes. August
is ending. We'll rush September. What time no then? Echo. Even if your party remains in power, you have no guarantees that be na woteno. E hwa na obeden obetena. Until as you treat other citizens in a certain way, you have to watch the clock. I'm not one of the people who say tables will turn. I'm one of the people who say treat your citizens, treat your fellows the way you would want to be treated. That's all. That's me. That's what my principle is. And sad bubble, is what sometimes makes people with power, and all of us have been a victim before, feel say you're untouchable. At some point, Obi, to be say ukra nipa 70 million in tamba or the back of Twabano. You can't deuntie. And that is what I mean by they will not see it coming. Because they're already in the bubble. A lot of the people in this government, they are already in the bubble. They are already there. In fact, there are people in this government who say, oh, Debbie, don't want to be in power. Open to be to me. Okay, they say, oh, Debbie. And they will tell you, say, share, what strategy a war? You diplobi. You know, didn't come more, a demo up, I ain't more.
Say, you would win the 2024 election with superior
strategy.
The NDC
would never, yes. And society, Hannah, if any say 8th December 2024, you lose elections. Yes. So that kind of bubble, is what usually people, and you see, as human as we are aware. Those in government they are aware, but we are human. Until as much as you may try, still I want to me and show also. Now maybe. And that is where we are. That vulnerability, is where we are going to exploit. That spot is where we are going to hit. Because I'll tell you something, Obi. Okache Nkole was university, secondary school, so mobile university. Ubetu on fees are more free. Why am I more cobra, munyeska wa refund. Ebi muswa, omo to be nyeska amfam mano. Omo de, oma katine fie kra. What is omo de, oma katine fie kra, omo to be ambakra. We are now a catcher, Sankrofo, we say. Oh, the outcast say yamon and one yamon. So that's the bubble we are talking about. Because only because of our baymono, not doing you say dear okas or bayamon wayamon. Forgetting say Papa no video no ho. And the man was clear. Or say on who the NTA and Kolano ye in here for Moko secondary school. Now omu ye secondary school no ba on bedu university. Yes, omo ko brem peska. Now ono no obe make sure say uwie secondary school na unya admission the all here say obe bag obe tua wo fees na ma university no as grants obi the video is there okay with UPSC but say what to say me can't say me this is the almost like the 100th time amaka say we anytime be make bia no say what to say this for say oh but say yeah because omo real school ni mu wie no you refund it obi do you know the number of children omo to be anko university in the last 2 batches and these are children na omo ni omo busu afọ koye line eto aba ema wo because na wa shop bo say ono wanya wie school ni nko ade do hia ne say obefa ne bag no dey iden odiako school now for such a family you think say obakoto aba ma because what say o man refund obi refund no me the senate loan e ko school senate loan na me ko University of Ghana me ma me ko je bosia we DB ni GCB na ye ko to fees enti uremu a na wa apply to senate o copy guarantors be 3-4 bi udu be latter pass first semester na say early second semester o ho abete say loan na ba o senate for do sika ma megia na me de koma ma me no da ko tuatua bosia na okoje ye no waje foforo it has always been there but obi do you sincerely look me in the eyes and tell me say I no promise NDC aban ye that was not the promise almost say no stress fee it means that no omo acknowledge say nkola no go through stress and so much my den enyeska okay am ani gentleman yo wie adeso onya all ace and so na wakatire fie no ntumi nko school no adeta na otifie wonya all ace or the free SHS no go school na wakatire fie so somebody like Amweni even though MPP aban and free senior high school no obi respectfully he has no choice than to go and queue and vote for NDC. The reason is that when we are secondary school now the man is free no or share going into the future between who any NDC no NDC was the party that was promising them free to the level 100 for which reason okoto abama emam afio to abama na oba be mu a maminko school free a osi o kope bosia na kutua na senyame ya wadon na nya bosia na utua na ura school ni wi a na wa apply obi do you know how difficult it is for those typical poor people now omunti na the policy dey buy no for them to even get a loan of 1,000 Ghana cedis the ya kra ne say obi san kole yi omo say ura school yi mu ni omo call level 200 we increase your fees by 35% as we speak. Ivandi Hall hostel na 6,200 Ghana cedis and na 7,800 Ghana cedis but say the bia ye betena ha what say NDC for ne ka che me say min kama nuntum na the seso omo ye no maye. That is the bubble. Obi sa bubble don't see ye nyina we've been in it before. They are in such a huge bubble. Omo nte hwe the omo tia ne say ye wo power forget to say asem na me ka kire wo no che me one aspect of idea ma ka kire and your fact wo ka kire cocoa farm say wo ba every cocoa farm obe two borehole na the polytank si ho obi video no ho and yes say ye wo try keke wo kan ye the video is there. So when I tell you we are going to deploy
he didn't mean it in the literal sense.
No, that's exactly no. It's not kind. It's okay to you.
No, man, kasa wankasa. But I'm saying say he didn't mean it in the literal sense. Say every single cocoa farm. But that cannot be possible.
No, but that's not. I said nyame bebre omo kan na it couldn't be possible. I kan ya no omontie. I mean no ne fellas kwacho for so net ya honorable. Yet ya me kache ne say there is nowhere in the world that the entire country run 24-hour economy or say possible. Man can say impossible.
One district, one
every cocoa farm.
No, but that's what he said. Into by saying, obey no communal now, obey a boho no communal, cocoa farm bakwa and didn't obey. But we're here. Polytank in this way. You know, there are a lot of impossible things. I won't kaya. You catch it or more. I'm catching and say, yeah, boy. My money you want to say, okay. In fact, I mentioned another impossible thing. Or caught a cradia or your manifesto land. Once it's okay, say boomerang, disco, or may run it 24 hours.
Winnie
I want to say, okay, say, if I say disco be run it 24 hours. Want to say, oh, him, say, clock, no. I can say, agenda 133. Obia be di peche. One job, 3 people. One job, 3 one thing. Who doesn't know, say, it is impossible for any government to even double the even public sector workforce as we speak now, based on our revenue generation? Who doesn't know that? But so can you? It's impossibilities there. But the fact is that are you humble enough to go to the people and let them understand the realities for which reason you are unable to fulfill the promises? And now say you are behaving like what they are doing and say yeah. Even though they know that they haven't done it, they are still insisting say yeah. we are almost ending the second year of their tenure. Yen to me more adeɛ baako monumental policy be aban we are. One, not one. This is the only government when ya oko 24 months only flagship program be to bring to bear.
The big push.
Big push at the road. Have they done more roads than which government? I don't see a monumental. Which government have they done? How many kilometers of roads have they done? Like I say, a does say a buying
but you would know that after.
That is no, but that's why I'm asking you that 2 years. So we are doing the 2 years appraisals. Why are you bringing something that you yourself understand that you should be after? In the 2 years, we've done by the first year of a Kufuor's government, we had millions of Ghanaian children who were having free access to education. We have hundreds of thousands of young people who at least had productive jobs that were paying them some money. Can you say same for this government? I buy 1 year road. One government or buy a 1 year road. And why are you even referring to road? I keep telling you in this studio, say infrastructure, road, school buildings, any hospitals. You can measure governments. Because Bembia can point to schools, any hospitals, any roads. Go every government.
But you would agree, so say that specific focus on roads now, budgeting 10 billion to deal with roads under a project called Big Push.
Forget the value. Forget the money. The money in the you can inflate it. You can do whatever. We all know roads that were costing maybe 1 million, that is costing 3 million now. So the money doesn't mean anything. The thing is that when you say focus, didn't we have a year of roads? So it wasn't not focused. So if I say let's compare now, can you compare? Can you say that they've constructed more roads than it was constructed in the last 4 years between 2020 and 2024? 13,000 kilometers of roads.
Yeah, but it will not be a fair comparison.
No, I know. That is why when I was doing the appraisal, I said the first 2 years. So if you know, say whatever you are going to refer to cannot fit in the first 2 years, you keep it. We'll come to that. Because whatever roads you are constructing, is going to be measured against 13,000 kilometers of roads. That is what we are going to compare it to. If in 4 years, roads now, so-called big push, cannot compare to 13,000 kilometers of roads, go and sleep. Almost the school they are saying why. Almost the hospitals are saying why. What we heard, the real conversation is not about their work and so. It's about what you promised versus what you are delivering. Obi, can you imagine these young nurses? School General, what do you call it? General Chairman. Open top. Yeah. We use microphone. Montwaba mame. Na montomamia. Me make sure say mubenya automatic placement. We school ani afọ adwuma mu. Obi year 1, year 2. Wafa barely 7,000. These people want to queue and vote for you simply because of that single promise. What that's what they was say, oh yeah, adwuma. Teacher for what can't you say Oba cancel on teacher licensure exams. In fact, it was one of the major things you said. Oba fees or mutuya for license on Kramatum, would be a kahun. Omuda sutra exams. You are still sitting in a bubble. Say, oh yeah, Juma. You can't. Now you are still doing it. You are still doing it. And people don't, you see, those what power does to us, they say, as human as we are, we don't learn. Like when you need to pass a day with your and that is what we mean by they won't see it coming. Because I didn't throw money, and we are taking advantage of their cracks. We are taking advantage of their cracks. That's why we are not going to fight them. That's why we are not going to be sitting on radio and they won't do it. They won't get a sad distraction. Oh yeah, they now who say in them stations any market any money kasa yeah it's not a no and taxi a year na communicators communicate a year any community a year there's on to me on her me village here Jabo in franoichi me wo hana makọ wura hona say ahemfie magi 2 minutes am kasa obi oba na makewie na meko. That is what we mean by they will not see us coming, because we owe the Ghanaian people the opportunity to hear the other side of the conversation. We owe it to the Ghanaian people, so that a fan voter ID cannot obi make a very informed choice between what will really deliver value and the rhetorics. Abanwe a facade no ma building. Enya wanwa obi enya wanwa be the twatro say meye metia oman mu na obe ka kire me say mento abentia aban dada no, because me electricity boy din. Because and I will tell you, okay, me say the entire electricity boy then say inflation is too high. fuel prices here too high, exchange rate here high. Is that what PURC tells us? And yes, it's our trade major element according to the determination of the prices. Eban is saying, and at now over 23% inflation. No, to me, ton fuel, and I'm 14 cedis. Now we are less than 5% inflation. We fuel 15 cedis. And you Eban is saying, and at 23% inflation, fuel price of 14 cedis, dollar rate of 12.5. To me, dollar rate of 14 cedis. To me, a mame electricity of 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now, we interest rate confirm, we inflation confirm, we dollar rate confirm. No, we mame higher electricity, and mame higher water. Water move 15%. Ebane saying, and the economy now, was here a year no be. To me, cocoa kuyafoka. What the cocoa kuyafoka October 2025 up to now, you still owe cocoa farmers. Close to about 1.4 billion. Who does your account?
Cocoa board said they've cleared.
Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? Unu cocoa equafua. If I say cocoa purchasing clerks, that's what you come to me because I buy to ya cocoa crash for neka. Obi, a banisen economy. I will see a no cocoa equafua cocoa shebo si demua. Almost the bar. Now more purchasing clerks. Anyway, anything about a friend is saying last week, what is a cocoa board? Catcher license buying companies say they shouldn't buy cocoa on credit anymore. So now they are more or less forcing the license buying companies to go and look for their own credit facilities so that they can take the cocoa from the cocoa farmers. Now, between the LBCs and then the cocoa board. That is the reality. So, a facade because a supposed strong, they extend that more Bob Bessia and Moody to your salaries. More Bob Bessia and Moody to your salaries. More capital budget or more year for 2025. They didn't spend even up to 30%. Economy is doing well. And then dollar back 10, a channel 13. Namako Jigalam say good. Namo the Kwabuchi, Motawa, Namo Pieguma, 1 week, Nasa, Nadola Nasa Peja. Business way cannot even plan. They can't strategize because only baby a dollar nebijina.
On the contrary, we've seen some stability on the exchange rate.
Do you know how much the dollar was last week Monday? And how much it is today? Is that stability? That it comes to 10.9 and then you wake up after 7 days, it's 11.8. Is that stability? And stability. And the sanke dina 15 grand a car or now me plan me planning. Tell me one businessman or the less than 12.5 Ghana ha any planning. One. Which businessman? One businessman. Want to say a friend say Bank of Ghana and Kasai Kreka say Omo Boboka ewo go purchase program because of abuchi prices economy. That is the reality. That is the reality of the country that we run. And your responsibility as a communication arm of the party, say you better your boss. Near coffee, near church or musansi wim. Into the sophistication we talk about, Obi, we are sorry. But this time, right, you are going to get competition. Because most of the people who come here, you may not have them coming here every day. They are going to be out there in the market, out there in the churches, talking to people.
Personal market.
Evangelism. That's how we say I started that. People's forum now visiting. People's forum in your studio. Yeah, the coho. Evangelism. That's what we are going to do. What I said, that is exactly what we are going to do. Because that is what we need to do to be able to get the message to get to the people.
John 8 finally enough yene John Bwedu and so Eddie and come we say Obi Dennis has a lot of work to do for Bawumia then. This is a man who is known even by kids as someone who only attacked and impugned the personality of the then President Mahama only for him to become a veep and fail portal. Ghanaians haven't forgotten. How does he even convince someone that Dr. Bawumia is not an economist any longer, but an IT expert? My brother Dennis is not a bad communicator anyways, just some small propaganda problem. And if Amweni was able to go to school with his A's or not, how did he go? It's NDC scholarship packages, Get Fund, Scholarship Secretariat that supported him. Currently, the Student Loan Trust Fund Plus, you can equally secure that and go to school right after. What is he saying? The no fees stress is working. First year students are getting their cash. Second year students are getting scholarships. Remember, Get Fund has been uncapped. More students are getting access now. Eko Jan and Onodi way Abre Eko Jan Yedase. Papa